Hello there and welcome back to Gumboots Australia. This mission is called Overdue Accounts, and here is the briefing text. Asta Heiberg has travelled to Australia from Oslo to do some research into the grounding of the Signa, a Norwegian bulk carrier which ran aground in 1974 at Stockton Beach, New South Wales. She is writing a book about Australian shipping disasters which occurred after the beginning of the Second World War and wants to talk to any eyewitnesses. She needs at least 4 first-hand accounts and will pay you $2,100 if you help her get them. Okay. That's all my hints. Okay, oh, already got an event, so watch out. Something's gonna happen. Your little friend Chook has just arrived. He has run away from home again, but he's feeling homesick and wants to go home. What will you do? I've only got like 10 days for this whole mission. So I'm going to say, let's just give him $90 off on his own way. Nope, okay. If we search the database, let's search for it's a bit vague. Oh, there you go, shipping disasters. You suffered many. So there's a list of them. Alright, let's just take some notes. The Paringa sank in the Bass Strait. It's not overly exciting waiting for me to write notes, but I kind of need to. Gurangai sank in Port Phillip Bay, which is obviously Victoria. Oahu was Sydney, New South Wales, obviously. And there was the Noongar, Smoky Cape, New South Wales. The Voyager, very Star Trek-y name. Jervis Bay, New South Wales. The Cherry Venture. Tiwa in Queensland. The Blythe Star. South West Cape in Tassie. Oh, there's a Signa. Stockton Beach in New South. And finally Lake Illawarra. Hit the Tasman Bridge. In Tassie, okay. So let's do another search. Well, we're in Hobart, it's already in Tasmania. What have I searched for? The West Cape. Let's just that hit again. Nothing more for that. What have I searched for? Tasman Bridge. Hobart has the Tasman Bridge, okay. Alright, well let's investigate Hobart. See if someone hasn't got something about the Tasman Bridge one. So inspect the yacht marinas. Here you speak very briefly to a fellow who saw a shipping accident. He's too busy preparing to sail to a holiday resort in Queensland to speak with you in Asta now, but he agrees to meet you there. Unfortunately, he missed the name of the resort. Oh. Holiday resort in Queensland. It's a bit vague. Okay, I'm going to go to Queensland though. Let's visit the casino. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. We can climb the shot tower at Taruna. Out of luck here too, Randy. We can see the post office museum. Bad luck. You don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. I think I've hit the Tasman Bridge one, but there's still the Southwest Cape one. So let's go to a new place. Oh, hang on. Maybe go to Port Arthur? Have a search around there. Port Arthur is formerly a infamous penal settlement that is now an important tourist attraction, where the ruins of the prison building still stand. Let's take a bus. Let's investigate. We'll walk across Eagle Hawk Neck. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. We can visit the Isle of the Dead. Out of luck here too. We can take a tour of the Bush Mill. Bad luck. You don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. You walk through the model prison. No, no one is interested there. Alright, so Port Arthur was a bust. How about Strawn? Strawn is a small port on Tasmania's west coast and a good starting point for launch cruises up the Gordon River into the famous wilderness and Huon Pine areas. Let's investigate. Let's walk up Water Tower Hill. At the top of the hill, you speak to an old sailor who agrees to sail you and Asta down to Southwest Cape, where the Blythe Star capsized 1973 with the loss of 3 crew members. The old chap insists that you pay him $500 now if you want to go. When you get down to the harbour, Asta refuses to board the leaky old red and white hulled tub, so you don't go. It's annoying. Alright, let's cruise the Gordon River. Out of luck here too, Randy. Another night's done, jeez. But you got a week for this one. This is giving me a struggle. We can visit Sarah Island. Bad luck, you don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. We can see Hogarth Falls. No one in this place seems interested either. Alright. One more place left in Tassie, and that's Launceston. Well, I feel like I've already seen both the things in Tassie, though. One gave me a hint in Queensland, and one was a bust. So, what resorts are in Queensland? Southmore Island. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's where I've got to go. Okay. Well, that's Tassie taken care of. Now, there's a Port Phillip Bay one in Victoria, and the Bass Strait, which is that strait along here between Victoria and Melbourne. It's probably not going to be any good, though, but Geelong and Melbourne are both possibilities, so let's go to Geelong first. Geelong is Victoria's largest regional city, situated on Corio Bay. Its many fine buildings include the T&G Clock Tower, with 2 life-size rural figures which strike the hour. I'm going to take a car. No, let's take a plane, so I can do some work today. Oh, watch out, something's going to happen. Rufus Goodfellow tells you that he was talking to Chook's mother just yesterday. Your friend Chook made it home safely, but she's worried because he's threatened to run away again. Bloody Chook. Alright, we're in Geelong. Let's investigate. We can play golf at Queen's Park. Out of luck here too, Andy. You can see Denny Lachelle's wool store. Bad luck. You don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. We can walk to Buckley's Falls. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. Australian Botanical Gardens. Out of luck here too. Right, that was a bust. Let's try Melbourne before it gets dark. Melbourne, the capital city of Victoria on the Yarra River, known as the home of Australian rules football, which attracts the largest crowds in Australian sport. Just going to get a plane, might squeeze one in before dark. We can drive down to Bells Beach. Bad luck, you don't find any social disaster here. I feel like checking places that aren't water related aren't useful, but you never know. You can visit the cricket ground. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. You can go on a Yarra River cruise. The captain of the cruiser takes you to see his grandfather, who remembers well that November in 1940, when he saw the HMAS Gurangai sink after a collision with the Duntroon. There were no survivors from the sunken vessel. Alright, well lucky I did hang around. So that was the Gurangai one in Victoria. And that was the only other Victorian one apart from the Bass Strait. So this, just for completeness, we'll go for a tram ride out of luck here too. Okay, big map. So we've done all of Tassie. One got knocked out, one gave us lead in Southmore Island. And we've done the Victorian ones. There was 4 in New South Wales. So Peringa's knocked out. 4 in New South Wales, 1 in Queensland. So I'm hoping I'm going to find a couple more along here. This has got the coast. It's got a Wollongong. Oops. Wollongong is a heavily industrialised area including Port Kembla, forms the 3rd largest city in New South Wales with one of the largest steelworks in the country. And let's just take the planes, we'll do some work today. Investigate, let's see the Port Kembla Steelworks. Bad luck, you don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. We can drive to Symbiont Animal Gardens. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. Check the lighthouse, surely. Ah, add luck here too, Andy. We can go grass scan at Jamboree. Bad luck. You don't find any solution disaster here. Alright, so Wollongong was a bust. What's next up the list? Sydney. Alright, let's go to Sydney. Sydney is the largest city in Australia with a magnificent harbour. Landmarks include the Opera House, the Harbour Bridge, and its many famous beaches, of which Bondi and Manly are the most famous. I'm going to get a plane there to make use of my time. Let's investigate. We can visit the Opera House. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. We can ring the Powerhouse Museum. Out of luck here too, Andy. Check out Bondi Beach. Bad luck. You don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. You walk across Harbour Bridge. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. Alright, Sydney was a bust. Next stop is Newcastle. Just kicking up the coast, that's all I can really do. Newcastle is a major port and industrial city with a long tradition of steel making. Within easy walking distance of the city centre is Nobby's Headland and popular surfing beaches. We'll get a plane. Let's investigate Newcastle. We can go for a swim at Nobby's. No, and I'd like here too. Alright, we can visit the Maritime Museum, surely. Alright, here you meet a woman who thinks her father might be able to help. He lives at Southwest Rocks and has fished off Smoky Cape since the early 60s. You pay her $60 for petrol, and she drives you up to meet him. He tells how in 1969 he saw the Noongar founder and sink. He recalls that only 5 of the crew of 26 were saved. You stay the night and Asta gets some great background for her book. Alright, so that was the Smoky Cape one. The Noongar. See, one was in Sydney. That wasn't mentioned in Sydney at all. Just for the sake of it, we'll go see Blackbutt Reserve. Bad luck. And we'll inspect the BHP Steelworks. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. Okay. Well, we found 2. No. Next up is Byron Bay. So you got, what, 5 or 6 days to go? Byron Bay, most easterly point on the Australian mainland, a popular tourist spot famous for its lighthouse and surfing beaches. I always get a bus because of the time of day. Travel overnight. Alright, Byron, let's investigate. Visit the lighthouse. Out of luck here too, Andy. We can ask around the surf shops. Bad luck, you don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. You can go on a scuba diving trip. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. We can inspect the local forests. Out of luck here too, Andy. Okay. Byron Bay was a bust. Let's try the Gold Coast. I'm not really confident about the Gold Coast though, to be honest. Gold Coast is one of Australia's most popular tourist spots where people from all over the world enjoy the sun, surf and high-rise buildings. Take a plane, do some work today. Now let's visit the Leagues Club. Bad luck, you don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. Keep looking. You can see the dolphins at SeaWorld. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. You can go to Jupiter's Casino. Out of luck here too. It's nightfall, it's not very good. 3 days to go. Oh, watch out, something's going to happen. A cigar-shaped light descends from the sky. There are strange sounds and flashing lights. What will you do? Let's run away. From over your shoulder, you hear your friend Godfrey Gung-Ho calling you. He's just crashed his hot air balloon. He offers you $90 to help him get his rich tourist passengers to the nearest airport. You can't refuse. Okay. Did I do the casino? I did. Right, let's go water skiing at Southport. Bad luck. You don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. That's the Gold Coast done. Let's try Brisbane. Brisbane is the capital city of Queensland, the site of Expo 88. One of its best known buildings is City Hall, which hasn't been torn down by developers. Let's get a car for 1 hour. Alright, we're in Brisbane. We can inspect the old Expo site. No one in this place seems to be interested in ships. Let's see Lone Pine Sanctuary. Out of luck here too. Walk across Story Bridge. Bad luck. You don't find anyone who saw a shipping disaster here. And camp on Stradbroke Island. The ferry captain tells you that his great uncle Albert used to tell a story about the sinking of the Centaur. It is years since he saw his uncle though, because he lives in Broome. Okay. Well, I reckon that's it. I gotta get to Broome. And I gotta get to South Mole Island, but I've only got 2 days. So I think I'm in a bit of trouble. South Mole Island, a holiday resort situated in the heart of the Whitsunday Passage, 8 kilometres from Shute Harbour. Jump on a plane. So I can't do this before the time ends. Let's investigate. We'll place a bet on the toad race. No one in this place seems to be interested. Gotta find that guy who's going to the resort. What if we go for a helicopter ride? Yes, the pilot remembers the Tasmanian sailor. He said he was going inland to meet up with an old friend of his who was a miner. Going inland. Mount Isa or Birdsville? Alright, new place. Mount Isa it is, the most important commercial industrial centre of northwest Queensland, including one of the biggest silver lead mines in the world. Jump on a plane. I can still do this, I know it. Let's investigate. We'll inspect the silver smelter stack. Alright, you catch up with a sailor from Hobart here. He describes how he saw the Lake Illawarra strike the supporting piers of the Tasman Bridge in Hobart on January 5, 1975. 5 motorists and 7 crew died when part of the roadway collapsed onto the ship and into the harbour. Wow, that sounds pretty full on. I haven't heard about that one before. Alright, so that's Lake Illawarra one done. Gotta get to Broome. Let's see if I can do this. Let's go to a new place. Let's go to Broome. Situated at the southern tip of the Kimberley region, this coastal town has a colourful history and over 400 luggers sailed in its purling fleet. Get the plane. Oh, it's an expensive trip, but let's get the plane. Alright. Let's go Broome. Let's shopping Brooms. No, let's go sailing on a lugger. Out of luck here too. I thought that was going to be it. Got to find him today or tomorrow. We can walk out along Streeter's jetty. Alright, near the end of the jetty you see an old man fishing. He says his name is Albert. He vividly recalls that terrible day in May of 1943 when he saw 268 people lose their lives as the Centaur was torpedoed off Cape Morton. Wow. The ship sank in less than 5 minutes, but Albert keeps you talking for 4 hours. And I did it just in time. Good work, Andy. Asta now has 4 fine eyewitnesses' accounts of recent shipping disasters to include in her book. So I did it with a day spare. You receive your final payment of $2,100 for completing the task, plus your $100 for each bonus point you have left. This adds $3,100 to your bankroll. You finish this game and you are now going to the next game. Alright, that was a bit of a trickier mission, a bit of random exploring or random investigating along the coast. A lot of the hints Well, couldn't really get any direct hints with these locations they said, which is a bit annoying in a very short time frame, but luckily it all worked out. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your support, and I hope to see you next time for some more Gumboots Australia.